Here we are at Trevi Fountain where you're supposed to throw in a coin. I'm reporting from Rome again, and I'm having a gelato, which is like ice cream, like helado in Spanish, and I'm having chocolate and coffee ice cream. And we just went to the Spanish Steps, and next we're going to the Colosseum and the Forum. Here you can view. Here you can view the actual water. You can see the water coming from the fountain, and this water is so good. It's like the water in Somerton because of the aquifers. Here we are at the fountain. We got a much better spot. Look at all the people. This is bigger than Disney. Speaking Spanish here is a good deal because the guy I was able to talk to, he caught on right away that I spoke Spanish, so I was able to use my Spanish here. This is the Roman Colosseum, built by Vespasian, and this is the Arch of Constantine. He's the one whose symbol we use on the Cairo. Okay, this is Miss Tammy reporting from the Colosseum. Now what we see right here is where the emperor would have sat. The white scaffolding right there, they're building something, and that's where the emperor or the most high official would sit for the games. And so you can see that, was it 60,000 he said? 65. This stadium here could fit 65,000 people, and the seating was arranged by whether or not you were important, and the important people were sitting in the bottom. And then down here, this was below, this was like the cellars with rooms for the animals and for the gladiators, and they all had their own spots down there. And then above it, on top, where where my hand is, right there, there was a wooden floor placed on top with doors, so they would have trap doors that would pop up, so like somebody could climb up the ramp and then pop up at certain times during the games. And then we found out something very important, that people used to say that the thumbs up meant spare the person and thumbs down meant don't spare them. But actually it was, they found this out 25 years ago, so it's newish. They put their hand behind their back, because think about it, if you have a thumb up or a thumb down and you're the emperor looking out into the crowd, it's hard to see. But if you have your hands behind your back, he knows that you want the person to be saved. But if you wanted them to die, you would do this. I don't know if you can see it. Thumb sideways or thumb up meant kill them, like that. And then if you wanted them to be spared, you would put your hand behind your back. So I learned something new too. And you can see there used to be marble everywhere. Like you can see the seating out there, right there. Everything here was covered in marble. But what happened was, as the church became powerful after the time of Constantine, let's face it, lots of Christians died here. They were martyred here. And so it seemed right to, once they stopped the gladiator games, they would take the marble off and they would use it for the churches in the area, like St. Peter's where we were earlier. And you can look up, I'm going to show you the wall up here. Those holes, there were posts that stuck, like hooks that stuck out of those holes in the wall, not the big window-like holes, but the smaller ones. And that's where the marble would hang off. And so they just grabbed the marble to build the churches. And then the hooks, they melted down, so when the barbarians came, they took every piece of bronze they could find, and then they would use that to make weapons to defend the city. So that's what we learned today here at the forum, or not at the forum, at the Colosseum.